Okay, so we've been getting lots of things in our notebooks. We've been getting lots of ideas to put in our notebooks. And I talked to a lot of you this morning when you came in and asked about your homework. And some of you wrote even more than we asked you to write last night. So that's awesome. Okay, so we're getting to the point in our writing now. So we're going to start thinking about writing a draft. So one of the things that you have that is helpful for you when you're thinking about writing a draft is to talk to someone about the work that you already have in here to get some ideas about what it is that you want to turn into a published piece of writing. So today I'm going to show you, Mrs. Cook and I are going to show you how you can talk to someone and they can help you think about your writing and get some more ideas to make it even more interesting for the published piece of writing, okay? So I went through my notebook last night and I chose an entry that I'm going to read. I think I want to develop this piece right here into something more outside of my notebook later on. So she's going to help me think about that. And then after this, you're going to go back to your seats and you're going to work with 1 or 2 people to do the same thing that we're doing right here. So that's why you need to really watch carefully to see the kinds of things that Mrs. Cook does and asking me questions and talking to me about my writing to help me, because you're going to support each other when you go back to your seats. Okay? So here goes. Driving 20 miles up an old washed out dirt road. I can remember the silence in the van. Mom, Dad, Sam, and I. We were all anticipating the near future. The car crawled forward so slowly. Yes, I had left home before, and it was always exciting to do something new, to experience something that I knew would leave a lasting impression on me. You can't go and live in a place like that for 4 months without it changing you. I was ready for something like that. I was ready to be changed. I wanted to get out of my safe little Indiana box for my box to widen beyond Indiana. It was scary, though, not knowing what lay ahead. How was living in this most remote of places going to change me? That was what the excitement and fear was about. That's what I have so far. Okay.
So why was this important to you, Libby?
Well, in my notebook, I wrote places that I love, and one of the places that I love is Navajo Mountain. And this is a picture of Navajo Mountain, and this is a place where I did my student teaching. And so it's important to me because I think it did sort of make me who I am, and it made me brave to be that place for so long all by myself.
I was going to ask you where Navajo Mountain was, because you kind of explained that you're going somewhere, but you didn't say where you were going. So was that not important to you to list the place?
No, I think it's important because it's a lot about why I was there. It's a place in Utah on the Navajo Reservation, and it's a school actually where I was. And that's where I taught kindergartners and first graders before I ever had a class of my own.
I like how you have all these ideas. What made you pick that? You had all these, where's that page?
The places I love?
Yeah, the places you love. So why did you pick that one seed idea out of all of those big
to make into a sprout?
Yeah.
Well, I just spent some time with my friend who I met on the reservation, and so whenever I see her, it reminds me of being there. And so it's just a really important time in my life that I think I really want to turn this into more of a story. And I'm thinking about maybe talking about that road and that drive up the road. It takes 2 hours to get up there, and like that's sort of like a journey in itself, and even living on the reservation was a journey. So
you maybe could make this even into a smaller window of a story.
It could be just this, and then, but I want to connect it, I think, to the big journey somehow. So I'm thinking this can turn into, yeah, it's about driving up the road, but then also about how that road was a sort of a metaphor for change happening, yeah, life happening or something like that. So I think that's what I'll probably do right here in my book.
Next split page.
Yeah. Something about a metaphor. I'm going to write that down.
That's good. Then you won't forget.
I'm going to write metaphor for life.
Road.
The road, yeah.
Changing.
And I think, yeah, change. Okay, thank you. What about, I probably should say something about the kids in there too, because that was important when I was talking to you about it, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See how she did that? See how she just asked me questions and it helped me think about it? I was thinking about this before a little bit because I knew I was going to teach this lesson to you, but I wouldn't have been able to talk about the kids and where it was and things like that if she hadn't asked me. So one of the things that you're going to do is ask each other questions to help each other think about your own writing. So before you go, right now, what you're going to do at your seat at the group is look through your book and find the one that's speaking to you, that you want to develop, that you want to talk to someone about. Okay? So open your books now and just look for the one that you want to have an idea. And what I think that we sort of talked about how you're going to work with the person that sits next to you at your table for now. That's what you're going to do. So as soon as you have selected the one that you want to work on, if you can sort of carefully and orderly come and get your pen, because we'll probably do some writing later on. Before you go, though, you need to know that each of you will get a chance to talk about your writing. So you'll pick one person to do it first, and then there'll be some time, and then we'll stop you, and it'll be the next person's turn. And if there's 3 of you, all 3 of you will get a turn. And then after that, you can write. Okay? So you will need a pen, but you won't be using it right away. Does that make sense? Okay, so when you've selected your book, if you can just carefully grab your pen and go back to your seat. It's not a race.